What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we have 10 times Marvel and DC copied one another. Coming in at number 10, we have Superman and the Sentry. Since Superman is one of the most iconic superheroes to ever exist, it really isn't a surprise that many other comic book characters are inspired by him in some way. The Sentry is a superhero with superhuman strength, vision, stamina, and the ability to fly. Also, he possesses the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns and a dark and evil hidden personality called the Void. One similarity between these two superheroes is that they both have an S on their costumes. The Sentry isn't the only Superman ripoff in the Marvel Universe. Many fans also compare Superman to Hyperion, whose origin is that he came to Earth as a baby, sent as the only survivor of a race of Eternals from a dying world. Jonathan Hickman, a comic book writer and artist, said that Hyperion is not going to be Marvel's poor analog for Superman. Number 9, Captain America and Commander Steel. As soon as Commander Steel made his debut in 1978, many people noticed that he had many similarities with Marvel's most iconic superhero, Captain America. Commander Steel and Captain America both played a very important role in World War II. These two superheroes are known for being very patriotic. Henry Haywood, the first Commander Steel, was injured after a man attacked his base. His former biology professor, Dr. Gilbert Giles, enhanced his damaged body with mechanized steel devices that gave him superhuman strength, speed, and durability. Captain America, on the other hand, attempts to join the military but is rejected because he is too scrawny. Steve Rogers is used as a test subject for the Super Soldier Project and receives a serum that gives him strength, agility, and stamina. Number 8, the Winter Soldier and Red Hood. There was a time Bucky Barnes and Jason Todd were the greatest sidekicks, so it's impossible to not include them on this list. Before Bucky became the Winter Soldier, he was very loyal to Captain America, and before Jason became Red Hood, he was very loyal to Batman. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Steve thought that he lost his best friend after he saw him falling off of a train. In the DC Comics, Batman thought he lost someone who was always seen as his son after the Joker brutally murdered Jason with the crowbar. Both of these deaths were very tragic, but they did not stay dead for long. Later on, fans found out that Jason comes back to life by going in a Lazarus pit. Fans also found out that Bucky was actually captured and experimented on by a mad scientist named Zola in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Jason and Bucky came back to life. They were not the same person they used to be. Jason becomes an anti-hero named Red Hood who tries to control crime, while Bucky becomes a brainwashed assassin. Number 7, Darkseid and Thanos. As most people already know, Darkseid is the main villain for the Justice League, and Thanos is the main villain for the Avengers. They are the most powerful villains, and it always takes superheroes a very long time to beat them. They're evil godlike beings who seek to dominate the universe. Darkseid, created by Jack Kirby, made his first appearance 3 years before Thanos. Jim Starlin, the creator of Thanos, admitted that his villain was inspired by the mythology Kirby was building with his new gods. At first, Thanos actually looked nothing like Darkseid. Thanos was originally supposed to look like a new god, but that all changed once Roy Thomas didn't really like the idea. Thomas told Starlin to give Thanos a more powerful build. He also said, if you're going to steal one of the new gods, at least rip off Darkseid. Ever since then, people noticed that Darkseid and Thanos are basically the same characters. Number 6, Green Lantern Corps and Nova Corps. In case you didn't know, the Nova Corps are an intergalactic military force whose mission is to patrol the cosmos and attack anyone who threatens the safety of their jurisdiction. A mysterious Nova Force gave them many abilities including super speed, strength, and flight. Also, they can survive in the cold void of space for interstellar travel. All you have to do now is replace the word Nova with Green Lantern and you'll still end up with the same results. One difference between the two corps is that the amount of power the Green Lanterns can receive is determined by their will, while the amount of Nova Force a member can access is determined by their rank. So who came first? The most iconic Green Lantern Corps member, Hal Jordan, made his debut in 1959, which is 17 years before the Nova Corps made their first appearance. Number 5, Doom Patrol and X-Men. Many people think that X-Men came out before Doom Patrol, but that actually isn't true. It may or may not be a coincidence that X-Men came out a few months after Doom Patrol made its first appearance. So how exactly are these two teams similar? Well, Doom Patrol and X-Men consists of young characters whose gifts made them outcast. The world thought that they were freaks and did not want to be around them. Dr. Calder, aka the Chief, who's in a wheelchair, took them in and created the Doom Patrol. In the X-Men universe, a man named Charles Xavier, who was also in a wheelchair, created a school for gifted people. Another thing that they have in common is that the cover tagline for Doom Patrol was, "The world's strangest heroes," while X-Men's tagline was, "The strangest superheroes of all." The only difference is that X-Men are born with mutant powers, whereas the Doom Patrol got their powers from accidents. Number 4, Namor and Aquaman. There's no denying that DC have taken some ideas from Marvel when they decided to create Aquaman. Just because Aquaman is more popular than Namor does not mean that he came out first. Namor made his debut in 1939, while Aquaman made his debut in 1941. Their origin story is nearly identical, with both being human/Atlantean, hybrid of a man and an Atlantean princess. Another similarity between Aquaman and Namor is that they are both the kings of Atlantis. Both of their abilities include super strength, durability, stamina, breathing underwater, swimming very fast, and communicating with sea animals. One of the few things Namor can do that Aquaman can't do is flying. One big difference between these two Atlanteans is that Namor is an anti-hero while Aquaman is a superhero. Number 3, Man-Thing and Swamp Thing. Just by looking at these two characters, it's very obvious that they have many similarities. Not only do these swamp monsters have their similar names, but they also have very similar origin stories and abilities. Another thing that the monsters have in common is that they both came out in 1971. So which one is a ripoff? Well, Man-Thing came out 2 months before Swamp Thing, which is why so many people think that DC stole the character from Marvel. There are some people who believe that both of these characters are ripoffs. Roy Thomas, co-creator of Man-Thing, was also known as a huge fan of the original Heat Monster and wanted to bring this character to the Marvel comic book universe. Number 2, Black Cat and Catwoman. It's impossible to not notice the similarities between these two characters. Back in 1979, Marv Wolfman was looking for a new villain for Spider-Man. He decided to base his creation off of an old cartoon called Bad Luck Blackie. The cartoon was about a black cat that brought misfortune to many people. In the Marvel universe, Black Cat is a burglar who wears a tight leather costume and has claws at the tip of her fingers on her gloves. She's also one of Spider-Man's love interests. Does this sound familiar? Well, it should be, because Catwoman is also a burglar and she is the love interest of Batman. Catwoman made her first appearance 40 years before Black Cat, but that doesn't mean that Marvel completely ripped off DC. Catwoman didn't become the character we know her as today until 1987, which is 80 years after Black Cat made her first appearance. Number 1, Deadpool and Deathstroke. This copycat is one that almost everyone already knows about. Deadpool and Deathstroke are the greatest mercenaries in the history of the comics. Not only are people always comparing their names and outfits, but they are also constantly trying to figure out who would win if they ever got into a fight. The most obvious similarity between these two characters is that Deadpool's real name is Wade Wilson, while Deathstroke's real name is Slade Wilson. The creator of Deadpool, Rob Liefeld, even admitted that he named him Wade on purpose because he thought it was funny. Liefeld is sick and tired of fans arguing over whether or not the character is a ripoff of DC's Deathstroke. A very big difference between these mercenaries is that Deadpool is known for being funny, while Deathstroke is a much more serious character. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Comment below if we missed out on any other copycats in the Marvel and DC universe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, it would be much appreciated if you guys shared this video. I will see you all in the next video.